I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my workbook series, The Knowledge, will help you make changes like you've never made before. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about They Came Back When I Didn't Care.
Wow.
Margaret, we see this a lot.
Yes, we do.
And we know that so many of you guys, when you're going through a breakup, you just feel like you'll never have another opportunity with your ex again. It's never going to happen. And we've done a few videos talking about how a lot of times, once you stop caring and you have kind of gotten over it and moved past it, your ex comes back in the picture.
Right.
Right?
We've said it numerous times.
Right? Yeah, so we don't know why it works this way, but I've accepted that I've seen it enough to realize that it happens a lot like that.
Yes, it does.
Not all the time, but it does happen enough.
Yes, it does.
That it's interesting, right? And so today I've got a great email from somebody that I've done, I think, 3 Skypes with. Now, we just did a Skype yesterday, and he told me a really interesting story. We were doing a Skype about his current relationship issues. But he mentioned that the ex that we had done 2 Skypes with in the past came back.
Wow.
And at that point, he had moved on. But you can imagine how shocked he was to hear from an ex that he was devastated over and was convinced, absolutely convinced, it would never happen again. Okay, so I got a great email from him to share with you guys today.
Good.
So he said, "Hey Coach, I agreed with giving you my story about my ex that actually came back earlier this year. First and foremost, I just wanted to thank you for our Skype session that we had earlier. After that Skype session, I actually went on a 7-mile hike and was able to process everything that you had said to me.
Wonderful.
I feel much better now. Thank you, Coach." So here's my story. Back in early 2017, I met my ex. She was in her early 20s at the time. I'm in my late 20s. We hit it off and dated for nearly a year. We broke up in January of 2018. We argued all the time. I also wanted to mention that my ex has an avoidant attachment style. I didn't know this at the time, but after watching your videos about attachments, she did fit this category. She had a really rough childhood. Her parents divorced, and she ended up staying with her dad. Her dad often neglected her, and her grandma hates her.
Oh, good heavens.
Even
Dad's
to
mother?
This day, yes.
Sounds like Dad's mother who probably lived there. Oh, my.
Well, this really affected our relationship. When I was concerned about something and wanted to share my feelings with her about it, she always gave me this whatever attitude. Even when I tried to compliment her about her looks, she just kind of blew it off. It was really strange for me at the time, but now I understand. And this guy's doing tremendous work.
Sounds like it.
You know,
sounds like
yeah, he's doing the workbooks, and he literally comments on every video in the workbook about the workbooks, and I see it pop up.
Okay.
So he goes on to say, the relationship ultimately fell apart because I would get upset often when she showed no empathy towards my feelings. We eventually broke up during a huge fight in January of 2018. I was blocked on all social media. She told me she never wanted to see me ever again. You hear that? She never wanted to see me ever again. Brutal when you hear it, right?
Must be.
After the breakup, I looked for ways to get her back. At first, I found other YouTube channels. I won't mention the two that he lists here. I'm embarrassed to say, but I used both of their service. I followed this 45-day no contact rule, where you go no contact for 45 days and then text your ex with a very strategical text. So I did that, and well, I got a response, but not the response I was looking for. LOL.
Yes.
She told me that she's moving on from me and that it would be best if we could stop talking. I nearly died. I have no idea who says to do 45 days. I've never heard that before.
And then text them. Huh?
Yeah. I eventually gave up with that coach and went full no contact. After almost 2 months after the breakup, I found out my ex was dating someone new. The way I found out, I actually saw them together with my own eyes. So you can imagine how bad that hurt him.
Yeah.
My friend and I just came out of a restaurant and we saw them walking into the same restaurant we had just came out of. Ooh, that's brutal. They didn't see us, thank goodness, but my anxiety shot through the roof. I had a few drinks beforehand, but I sobered up really quick. I couldn't sleep that entire night.
Yeah. This poor guy, he has suffered a great deal.
Yes, he really did. But he has really been working on himself.
Good for him.
We'll get to that in a minute. Fast forward 3 months after that crappy event, I'm vacationing in Canada. Well, I get an Instagram notification telling me that my ex started following me again. I followed back a few hours later, but didn't reach out to her. Once I got back to the States, she sends a text saying, "Hey, how are you?"
What's it to you?
Yeah. The same woman who said, "I never want to talk to you ever again."
Ever again.
She told me the person she dated didn't work out and that the guy wasn't her type. So we started dating again. But she kept on insisting that we could only be friends, even though we've been intimate. Stupid me, I agreed. 3 months into connecting again, I found out she met someone new again. This was in September of 2018. She met this new guy in Vegas. My best friend actually knows the guy too. My friend told me that he's really a genuine nice guy and that he usually has long-lasting relationships. I was so devastated to hear about that guy. My ex eventually told me about the new guy that she was dating and that she doesn't want to be friends or even see me anymore. She was ice cold, and he put that in bold and in caps. I went no contact again. I'm embarrassed to admit, but I did a coaching session with another female dating coach, and it wasn't Margaret. You see the name there. I won't say it.
No.
She told me first and foremost, I need to write a handwritten letter. The call didn't last for 15 minutes. Guess he wasn't too happy.
Guess don't blame him.
I continued to suffer and just kept on having these crazy thoughts about my ex and the new guy sleeping together
sure.
and going to the places we used to like going to. I couldn't shake the feeling off for the life of me, and it started impacting my schooling and work.
Uh-oh.
Then I found your channel. Your content made so much sense. We did 2 Skype sessions. That's before we did ours yesterday. The last session we had in December of 2018, you made me realize the kind of person that my ex is and that I shouldn't ignore my anger.
No, you should never ignore your anger. It tries to communicate with you.
Absolutely. I listened to every word you said. You told me to start dating, so I dated a few girls. I found a girl that I really liked. So, are you ready for the crazy part? My ex did the direct approach on me to wish me a happy holidays in December. I casually responded back to her and wished her well. I was surprised that she reached out to me, but I was genuinely starting to get over her by that time.
Yes, and he had the new lady that he liked.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think he had started the workbooks at that point. I think he may have made some mistakes with the new girl, but I'm sure he was in a better place than he was with this other one.
Yep.
Okay, so he says, 2 weeks later, she asks if she could come over to my place. So I said sure. We hooked up several times throughout January. I eventually asked her if she's still seeing that guy. She said she is, but she didn't feel a good connection with him. So you could see why I suggested that this was not a good woman for her.
For him, no, not at all.
I'm sorry, for him,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Because look at her behavior.
It depends, whatever she wants that week.
Yeah, and so she doesn't mind cheating or talking to other people. No. And he's a good guy. He's a real, like...
Or playing games with friends with benefits, yeah.
Yeah. She said that she doesn't know why, but she always thinks about me and misses me, what we had in our relationship. And I really want to stress, this is the same woman that told him, I never want to see you again, ever.
Yep.
And look at this. Here she is saying she always thinks about me and misses me and what we had in our relationship. It's so important for these guys to see the examples. Yep. And he comments on a lot of the videos, so maybe he'll even comment and say, yep, this was my story. Okay. She even admitted that she would unblock me to check my Instagram and then block me again.
Her feelings are all over the place. She's yeah. She's kind of like Mercury.
She admitted that she drove by my place a few times. When she found out that I met someone new, she was completely devastated.
Wait a minute.
Oh, that had to feel so good.
Oh, it had to. But I do remember this right. She broke up with him.
That's right.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And we laughed about that on the call. I said, you must have felt so good knowing
right?
that she drove by your house stalking you, and he laughed. He said, oh, I admit, it was great. Okay. She asked me, this is great, she asked me if there's a chance with us in the future. I told her that I'm not sure. I've never seen my ex so vulnerable like this before, and it happens when I'm pulled away from her. Not just my body, but my feelings as well. I eventually told her that I want to focus on the new girl that I'm seeing. Her relationship with that guy she left me for never worked out. They dated for 6 months. Once I stopped caring and truly accepted that my ex was gone, that's when she came back around. Never in a million years did I think those words from her asking if we had a chance in the future would come. Never in a million years did I thought I would turn her down. Mm-hmm. Your Skype session we had in December really opened my eyes. It's as if I've been in this dark room for months, and you were the light bulb that showed me everything and gave me entirely new perspective. You're brutally honest in your Skypes, but that's a really good thing. We all need to hear the truth. I'm always going to listen and follow through with your advice. You've always put me in a better spot. I will also continue to do your workbooks. I'm going through a breakup once again, but this time I know that I'll be a better person, learning from my mistakes, and to keep working hard to improve each and every day. And I will. I know that this feeling is only temporary and that I'll have my turn for success in the future. Thank you for everything, Coach.
Well, wow. How impressive.
And thank you for sharing that email.
Yes, thank you so much.
And I know he's really hurting and going through a hard time over this current breakup.
Again, yep.
But he's really committed to the personal growth this time. And,
I hear it.
And I see it.
I hear it. You poor guy, you did everything she wanted and she still kicked you around.
Yes. And now she comes back.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sometimes when your ex comes back like this, you don't want them back, but it feels so good.
Oh, of course.
Knowing that they regretted their decision.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That is such a great feeling, knowing that after everything she put you through, now she's feeling that pain, and she realizes that she lost a good guy when she didn't think she had one.
That's
and
right.
she did.
She didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
so I just wanted to show you guys that even though situations can look as bleak as this, you can turn it around, find someone else, even move forward and hear from your ex who said they never want to talk to you or see you again.
Right.
And it's a great feeling when it happens.
It does happen. It feels like a miracle.
But this is why we focus on the personal growth and making that the number one priority, and not another person. So always do that the best that you can. We know how hard it is, but when you make that your focus, look at how your life can change. He found somebody else, and even though he's struggling with that situation right now, he's committed to the personal growth.
So eventually he will be okay.
Exactly.
And he will find somebody he deserves.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because he's a nice guy and he's got a good heart.
And he's willing. He's willing. That's the secret.
He's willing and he's working.
Yeah.
So even if you're in a situation where your ex says they never want to contact you again, they never want to work it out with you, doesn't mean that it'll stay like that. She dated this other guy for 6 months.
That's quite a while.
That's a long time. 6 months, and then she came back. So, of course, when you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. Sign up for the coaching option that works best for you. I do email coaching, I do Skype. Margaret is available for Skype coaching.
Feel free to sign up with me. I'd love to talk with you.
Just click on Margaret on the top of the website to do that. Remember to subscribe to the channel. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.